peace, peace, peace. Come on in here. Come on in. Come on in. Peace and love, peace and light, peace and amazing joy. Come on in, man. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Uh, Peace and love, peace and power, peace and joy, man. Come on in, come on in, come on in. You are watching Magick Up TV. I am Seven The Alchemist. Here's where we talk about love, we talk about law, we talk about all things you understand. There's nothing off the table. And here's where we say life is easy. We make it hard. You know what to do when you get here. Hit the love button, hit the share button, let somebody know that the alchemist is in the building. Now, I've been telling y'all, send me stuff you want me to talk about. And I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. Y'all can spin the block if y'all need to. Man. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what you sisters go through. I can't imagine. I've been getting some very interesting topics. But peace to one, I see you. I've been getting some interesting topics. And one came in yesterday. Here's the situation. All right, and I'm sure many of you can attest to this or have some familiarity with this. So the sister's on a dating app or whatever. She met this dude on Facebook dating. And let me say this. Before I even get started, let me say this. I think Facebook dating, Facebook going into having a dating app is about as brilliant as if IMDb decided to be Netflix before Netflix came out. I don't even understand how IMDb allowed Netflix to even corner the market like it did. Anyway, why do I say that? I believe, peace, Lakeisha, I see you, Queen. Why do I say I think Facebook dating is the best dating app you could probably be a part of? Because one, all these other dating apps, they people create aliases, right? And though, you may create an alias on social media, we've been on Facebook now for 10 years, 15 years, right? And in that, it tells you who's your associated friends, right? If you don't have the wherewithal to go to those friends, to that friend list and look for that particular individual and then thumb through their life to find out, what that climate is like, that's on you. I'm going to just start there. However, I'm going to tell you the situation, and then I'm going to tell you my take on the situation. Now, the sister was on Facebook dating. She met a dude, and they lived, apart. They lived in different cities. I'll talk about that in a second. And so they met for the first date. Everything was cool. He was a perfect gentleman. You know what I'm saying? All was well. Then, she went to him. They met somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in his city. They went out, had a great time. And then they wanted to meet again. So they met again, but this time they met in a neutral space, like in between the cities, right? No problem. Had a great time. Third date, he decides he's going to come to where she lives, and he says to her, "Listen, tell me where you live, and I'll pull up and come grab you." You know what I'm saying? And then we can go where we're going. Listen, sisters. Your compass is key. You understand? When we're out here mingling and dingling in this world, those antennas, you know what I mean? That shit, it be talking. And if you don't listen, if you're in too much desire for something to happen and you're not listening to your spirit, that's where you get into those trouble areas, right? So he says to her, he says, listen, I'm coming that way. Tell me where you live. I'll pick you up and, we can go where we're going. She says to him, listen, respectfully, we just started dating, you know what I mean? This is our third date. I really don't know you that well. I would rather meet somewhere like in a parking where there's parking. I can leave my car and then we can go from there. He begins the conflict. Well, wait a minute. Why would you say such a thing? I'm offended, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you think that I would do anything, create any harm, blah, 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 blah. And now he's becoming argumentative. And says a whole lot in between that, but then decides, you know what, you tripping, I don't know what you want, I'm going to just go ahead and leave you alone. Let me tell you, Giovanni! What up, Queen? It's been a long time, sister. It's been a long time. How you been? Miss you on these lives. So look, I'm going to tell you like this. You don't always know a person's intentions. Okay? Dating is to get to know somebody, right? And oftentimes we can, and I'm going to tell you, like, it's crazy. I've been out on one date. I went out on a date. And the sister, while on the date, was like, yeah, because, my man this and my man that, and she's talking about me, right? Don't allow people to cuff you so soon, and you ain't ready to be cuffed. Sisters, if a brother is seeming so eager, that's a telltale sign. You don't want a man that's just so eager. He's so y'all. Some of y'all are so pressed on attention, you miss the signs. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't necessarily seeing how this man maneuvers, you can't trust him in your space. The great thing about social media is that you get to go and look at a person's social, spiritual, you know what I'm saying, and mental climate. We got to start asking more questions. And when people start to get bothered by the boundaries we set for ourselves, we have to understand how big of a sign that is. Why are you so bothered by the boundaries I've set before myself to ensure safety for myself? Why does that bother you? As a man who dates, right, and women, they normally have kids, right? So as a guy, you're used to hearing, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I would rather come out to your place, or I would rather meet somewhere because I have kids. Now that I have children at the house, I'm extremely cautious as to who pulls up at my house. I don't need you, you know what I'm saying, rolling by my house in the middle of the night to see what I got going on. You know what I mean? I don't need you popping up at the house, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring candy and gifts to the kids. I don't know you like that. We have to get to a place where protecting our peace and our personal space is such a normality that it's not difficult to present. You understand? Safety is key for men and women alike. I was at the bar yesterday. Listen, I was at the bar yesterday. I was talking to this dude, right? And then from out of nowhere, the bartender hands us two shots. Hands a shot for me and a shot for him. And then walks off. I don't know what world we live in, but I'm not just going to take this shot and drink it. I might end up in somebody's bathtub with ice all around me and my intestines on the toilet in a bag somewhere. Like, no. This is 2024, y'all. Sisters, if a man is so, listen, let me share something with you. If a man is, oh, you're beautiful, oh, Bridget, what's good, I see you. If a man is like, yo, oh my God, you're so beautiful, 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 leave him alone. Leave him alone. Why? Because the gentleman or that guy who's normally used to beautiful women, because this is what you want. You don't want a man who's never had a beautiful woman. You don't want that. You want to see how this man operates in certain fashion. You want to test the waters. You want to go out on certain dates and dressed in different attire. You need to see how he responds. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Because he should be complimenting you like this. Queen, listen. Your cheekbones are so amazing. When you smile, the way they rise into your eye socket, oh my God, like the way it bring out your cheeks bring out your eyes, baby. Like when you do that right there, oh my, and then you got dimples, oh my God, man, and your skin tone, girl, listen, I'm telling you right now, don't sit too close. Don't sit too close to me. That's a gentleman. That not. Hey yo, baby. Look, baby. Oh, baby this and baby that. Oh, you so fine. You should know. What is so fine about me? Y'all just want to hear you so beautiful. Y'all been hearing it all your life. Make them reach. Y'all ain't making them reach. What are you noticing? What are you noticing about me? I already know I'm beautiful, but what are you noticing about me? Then he needs to be asking you certain questions. You need to be asking you certain questions. Let me ask you this. Don't be offended by the questions. Contrary to popular belief, just because y'all use more words don't mean you know how to communicate. You understand? Oftentimes on these dates, these women ain't really got many questions other than, do you have kids? What, you know what I'm saying? You got girls or boys? No, get in there. Ask the questions. How often do you see your children? What was the last thing y'all did? What do you like best about? What do you do? What are your plans for the future? When I take you out on a date, I don't need to be taking you to a bowling alley for the first date. Can't talk. To the movies on the first date. We can't talk. Some of y'all don't want to go for drinks. And that's fine. I get it. But you don't have enough conversation for the park. Yo, listen. I'm trying to help you all out. I'm trying to help you out. Before you even start going out, you need to ask yourself, what is it that I'm looking for in a man? Do you realize that providing has nothing to do with money? It has nothing to do with money. Everything to do with direction. You need to know where this man is directed. Where is he going? Where's your navigational system pointed? What have you done? Fuck what the next 10 years look like. What did you do the last 10 years? You know them by the work of their hands. You can't judge them based on financial climate right now. A lot of y'all so hell-bent on the financial, you so hell-bent on the financial side of things, you can't really see the heart of man. Everybody going through a financial situation right now. Not everybody, but most people are going through a financial situation right now. Most. How is he operating in this storm? Ask him. Let me ask you a question. In this financial storm that the country has had, what are some of the things that you've done to kind of weather? What's the weather been like for you? Don't allow his financial situation to be so much your financial situation in the beginning. Not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. because you don't know. Um, let me say this. Damn, I lost my train of thought. See, this is what, when I'm on these lives, and that's what happens. I get in a flow. Either I start having a battle with technology, or people start calling. You know what I mean? Because that antenna goes out. Oh, the answer. Oh, the answer's taking place. The answer's taking place. Let me tap in. Let me tap in. Let me tap in. When you're dating long distance, you have to ask questions. You have to get proof of things. I need to see the proof of things. Don't need the commitment of this relationship to happen to validate your actions. That's what it is. A lot of people need the commitment of a relationship to validate the actions that you're participating in. Those two things are completely different. The activity and the commitment are completely different things. And the activity doesn't bring forth commitment. The desire of commitment brings forth commitment, and alignment brings commitment. You can't do enough for somebody to commit to you. Relationships should be the essence of desire. You should not have to do so much for that person to really want to live in your skin. Who's for you? Whatever you are is what they want. We spend so much time trying to fit around that person, trying to mold to that person, trying to mold to that. That person wants you just how you are. Not necessarily with the toxic shit. Like, deal with your shadows. You know what I mean? But the authentic you. Deal with the shadows, but the authentic you. That person that's for you, the simplicity and desire will be there. Now, the challenge, what do they call it? Constructive. The constructive challenge. People want to be in something easy. And that way they feel like the shit flows. For those people who don't really have much desire in life, that's not a problem. That's fine. That's fine. Simple and easy is not the same thing. Simple is still going to challenge you. Simple will still challenge you. You don't want something that's just so easy it doesn't challenge you, because where are we going? I want something that challenges me, but is not difficult. What does that mean? That means the challenge is there, meaning if I have a business, she knows that I have a business. She's like, hey, have you been to any networking functions this week? You know what, baby, you're right. I should. That guy, sisters, he's going to want more for you than just your time. He's going to want more for you than just you wanting him. He's going to look into your life. He's going to look into your heart. He's going to look into your passions. And he's going to throw some challenge in there for you to be what you say you are. He's going to see those places and those shadows, and he's going to call them out. You can't be so emotionally fractured that you can't see that that's his job. And as a woman, you shouldn't even want anything less than that, because that's provision. That's a man providing in a natural state. A man who genuinely wants you, who genuinely desires you, wants your safety, wants you healthy, wants your mind in a beautiful place. He wants your business thriving. You understand? So he's not trying to suck all the life out of you. I talk to these sisters and I'm like, hey, you dating? No, I'm focused on my business. Why do you feel like you have to have either or? That's an old program. Because some of these men just suck the life out of you. No, they don't. Those are boys, and you're allowing that because you so hell bound on attention. You so hellbound. You find somebody, and then you don't want nobody else to have them so bad that you're occupying all of their time to the point where you ain't got no time to do shit that you're supposed to be doing because you don't want nobody else to have their time. Peace, Nicole. Peace to the gods. I see you. Peace, Queen. You get into these situations where you don't allow yourself to date. You don't allow yourself to take time and observation because you realize that this person is so amazing. You don't want nobody else to have a fabric of them. You don't want nobody else. So you do like this. You claim you don't want nobody to own you, but the moment you find somebody amazing, that's exactly what you do. You own them. You suck all the time. You suck all the energy out of them. You know what I mean? You don't want them to go nowhere. And it's crazy because I realize the difference in the vibration based upon what area of town a person lives in. And if we're going to be out here playing this game, and it is a game, Seven, I don't want to, this dating game, it's a game. And if you don't know the game, you shouldn't be playing. Seven, I don't want to play the game. Well, you're playing either way. You either want to play or you don't want to play. Either way, you're playing. Either way. Because the game involves everything else. It includes everything, including dating. Dating is just a part of the game. And I'm going to show you how the game goes. And a lot of you sisters are going to miss out on amazing men because you don't know how the game goes. The first 2 dates is on him. That third date is on you, sister. If you're out here dating, I'm gonna tell you, you're warning these men of eloquence, but you don't understand the fucking game. You want these men of posture, but you don't know the posture. The first 2 dates are on him. The third date is designed for you to show him your appreciation. To show you, it's designed for you to show him what you're like. That you can handle shit. That you are a grown woman. That you can do this too. That if anything were to happen, you could step in. This reassures him that he's not wasting his time on somebody who's just in it for his money. The reason why these women get treated the way that they do, like bodies, is because they're out here treating men like wallets. And a lot of you are doing it unknowingly. A lot of you are doing it unknowingly because nobody has told you these things. You are out here listening to these sisters. A man should want to take care of everything. Who the want to take care? Who would want to take care of everything? Are you serious? Why would anyone want to take care of everything? That's not fair. And then, don't get me started. You are attracting what you desire. You are attracting what you put out. If you showed up on that first date and you didn't bring a gift with you, and 6 months later, you're wondering why the relationship is non-reciprocal, you started it. Y'all don't know how to date. I've been out with this woman 7 times. 7 times. 7 times. After the 3rd time, it was only because, you know what I mean? It was only because she's good company. After the 3rd date, I realized I was never gonna be with this woman. Never. Ever. I just kept inviting her out because, we had a good time. Didn't have to do nothing. Didn't have to go into no romantic space. I'm not even gonna let it happen. Some of you sisters are missing out on real men because they don't need the kitty. Some of you are needing us to need the kitty so bad so that you can be in control. Let go of the control and you'll find a king. How you out there asking for a king and then want to control him? The sister asked me, she said, Seven, I don't understand why, I don't understand why men feel like they have to be in control. I said, and then I had this conversation last night with a brother when he was talking about control, and this is what I said. The proper man realizes the only man or the only thing he can control is himself. The proper man. The proper man doesn't want to control you. The proper man wants to observe, create boundaries. Observe and create boundaries. He don't want to control you. Some of y'all ain't as good as you think you are. And if he allows you to just be who you are, it ain't nothing he gonna desire, no way. That thing that he's talking about that you don't want to do, he's trying to get you to understand, look, this is what I like. It's not about him trying to control you. He's trying to tell you, this is what I like. Now, you got the choice at that point. You can be what he likes, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as it doesn't compromise your beliefs or whatever the case. It don't make you feel crazy or out of the way. Some of it you might like. But if you don't want to be what he likes, then get out the way. You want him to conform to you. You're not going to like that man that he becomes. Hey, sister friend, I see you. Carmen, I see you. You're not going to like the man he becomes, and a lot of times in these relationships, some of the conflict is coming from the point that you can't control him, and you're wanting him to conform into your desires. No, find that man that aligns with majority of the shit that you rocking with, because trying to find a project only wastes time. You can't change that man. You can't change him. So when I was talking to the sister, you know what I'm saying, and I'm telling her, listen, you can't change that man. If he's got that much aggression, if he's that argumentative and it's only the third date, why would you even be interested on going on that date? Why would you even be interested in compromising? You already told him what it was. Let it be that. You already told him what it was. Let it be that. If you haven't gotten into a committed space with that man yet, this is your world. Same thing for him. If he hadn't gotten into that space yet, it's his world. He gets to have boundaries the same way you do. I'm going to talk about the broke shit. The same way you sisters don't want, you're like, yo, you got to have your own. I don't want no broke man, this, that, and the third. But you feel like it's okay for you to be broke and date. Yo, this era that we live in now, you got so much to say about his brokenness, but you can't afford to get your nails done. You think that he should be able to pay if he inviting you on a date. Y'all not in a committed relationship yet. You feel like if he's inviting you on a date, he should be paying for your hair and your nails. No, sister. No. You grown. You supposed to be showing him what he gets. He's supposed to be showing you what you get. You understand what I'm saying? You all got it made up in your mind that you can show up at a first date and he shouldn't ask for nothing. He better not ask me for this, kitty. I give him a dragon. He better not ask me for this. You got all this. You got all this on your list. All this on your list. You've become the warden of relationship. Who wants to be in your prison? A real man don't give a damn about your list. You know what I'm saying? A real man don't care where you work. Not on the first date. Not on the first date. Stop talking about your kids on the first date. He should already, by the time you get to this first date, he should already know about your children. He should already know. He should know you got them. It should not be a whole lot of questions about your kids before he gets to that first date. And you shouldn't have so many questions about his kids before you get to not the first date. Not the first one. Not the first one. Peace, Miko, I see you. Not the first one. The first date. Do we like each other? If we can't laugh, if we can't look in each other's eyes, and if that ain't there, the first date, I ain't saying we make out. I'm saying it's a possibility that it might go down. If that's not there on the first date, if you got to manufacture that, no. You're trying to do too much. You understand? That first date, don't ask me about my kids. Let me tell you something. You should already know. You should have asked me about that before getting to the date, because what the fuck did you ask? Who showed up to the date? Who did you ask to show up to the date? The first date. Who did you ask? You don't know where he worked. You don't know how many kids he got. You don't know where he liked to spend his time. You don't know if he's a Marvel fan or DC. You don't know, you know what I'm saying, if he prime military or not. But the first date, you made it all the way to the first date and you don't know none of that, and that's what you want to know now? No. The first date is designed to build upon what you found out about before you got to the date. And you show up to the date, women, ladies, you show up to the date with a small gift that shows you was paying attention. Because you're expecting him to pay for the date, right? Right? And that date that he's going to pay for, that's going to be about 100, 150, 200. Some of y'all making them come out the pocket. Some of y'all making them come out $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $900 on the first date. That's how you could tell she ain't never been married. Or if she was married, she got done extremely wrong, because now she's trying to drain the pocket from the first date. The first date? Nah. Some of y'all women do too much. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to do too much on the first date. Men, ladies, let me tell you something. If he's trying to promise you the world, if he's trying to promise you the world on the first date, like, I don't know if I like you enough to give you the world. Not on the first date. It might sound good, but what you mean? She said the man was so hell-bent on getting married. A viewer hit me. She said, Seven, by the time we got to the third date, he was already talking about me moving to where he lives. About how he would buy me a house and this, that, and the third. By the third date. On the third date, we out looking at houses. Come on, man. Why would you even go? What? Y'all doing too much. Why would you even go looking for a house? And you went. And you went. We out looking at houses. He's sending me Trillo links. After the third date, again, let me say this. There are exceptions to the rules, but sisters, what I'm talking about is alignment, right? Again, I went out, I met a woman on a Saturday night at a house party. It's a house party. There's already familiarity there. I'm, okay, cool, my guards are down. I invited her to brunch Sunday. All right, cool. I invited her to my house Monday. The reason I asked her to move in, it wasn't because I was interested in dating her at the time. It was because, number one, from a celestial perspective, I knew wherever she was living, she didn't want to be there. And number two, I had businesses that I really needed help with. Number three, I had an extra room that nobody was in. I was single. You know what I'm saying? And I had nobody, I was alone. It wasn't until months later we decided, hey, I like you. I like you. But that took time. Some things are immediate. And even if they move in an immediate fashion, it's now your responsibility to also pay attention in a fast pace. It was my fault. When things don't work out, don't always be so quick to point the finger. Sometimes we got to look in the mirror and blame self. It was my fault for putting more on it than it was designed to be. Some of you all are out here and you're dating these men you know ain't going to go nowhere. You know it ain't going to go nowhere. But then you keep flirting with the situation of the future. You allow it to keep, and you know that's not what it's designed for. The worst lie we could tell is the one to ourselves. And it's crazy because it's a program. I bit into that program once. I asked my grandmother a long time ago before she passed away. I said, Grandma, how do you know when you're in love? My grandmother had been married 4 times. She had children. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking her, how do you know when you're in love, right? We're expecting grandmas to know everything. She said, I don't know, baby. I wasn't in love. I said, how you wasn't in love, Grandma? You've been married 4 times. She said, baby, I did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? To take care of these kids. So I later down the line in life, I showed up in a relationship by which the woman was good to my children, but the relationship wasn't good for me. You understand? Y'all got to know the difference. And just because some shit is good for your kids don't make it good for you, and y'all out here talking about put your kids first. Sometimes your kids don't go first in everything. You understand? If you're not thinking with the complete alignment in mind, if you're only thinking about survival, I get it. I understand survival. Trust me. Trust me. Because that mindset came from a survivalist mindset. I had a viewer tell me, she said, Seven, I got caught up because he was taking care of bills and he was good to the kids, but I didn't realize that what he was doing was sugarcoating shit so he could have his way. He made it so impossible for me to leave. He didn't make it impossible for you to leave. You just put the focus on the wrong shit. He didn't make it impossible to leave. You put other things as your God. You know what I mean? And I understand it. Trust me. Especially when you have children, I can speak from a completely different. I got 2 years in the game now, completely on my own. Not to say that I wasn't in relationships, but when them kids ain't theirs, don't they act different? When them kids don't belong to them, it's different, ain't it? It's different. You are the biological. You can't always put them first. Sometimes God go first. Sometimes God go first. And if you needed that permission today, if that's the only reason you logged in today, you needed to hear sometimes God go first, your mind, sometimes God go first. But if you wanting a God in your life, if you wanting a king in your life, there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to understand what comes with it. She says, Seven, I don't know how to step aside. I don't know. And I'm referencing various inboxes, right, in this one. But she says, Seven, I don't know how to step aside and let a man lead. I said, sweetheart, when it's the right man, you don't have to. All of you all are so hell-bent on this word, submission. Submission is a natural thing. You don't have to worry about submitting. It takes place in the natural form. Look at all these orbs. Y'all see these orbs? I don't know. It's been going around. I don't know. Y'all been catching them. Well, I'm in here with them. Or they ain't here with me. You see it? I know y'all saw that one. I know y'all saw that one. I know y'all saw that one. Kings are asking for these queens. But when the queens show up, King, you got to be able to respect that brilliance. You know what I'm saying? Because a queen don't come without brilliance. A queen leads the people. Some of you sisters are out there claiming to be queens, and y'all ain't leading nobody. You're not even leading yourself. So queen who? Queen what? Why you can't just be Tamika? You know what I'm saying? Some of us are needing these accolades so badly that we're not allowing for consciousness to really be God. We're not allowing for circumstance to really be God. If you out here looking for a king, man, you can't control that man. You can't. And submission is going to take place in the natural form. You don't have to worry about it. Let me say this, sisters. That man ain't even asking you to submit. Whoa, boy. Ain't no man asking you to submit. He just living a certain way you got to be down for. That's it. You know what I mean? You either down, you either riding, or you ain't. A real G ain't asking you to submit. He just living a certain way. Nova, I see you. CD, I see you. A real man ain't asking for your permission for him to live how he living. He just living. Then you all asking for men to come into your life to ride your wave. I'm on these dating apps and I see the queen say, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I got it figured out who's gonna ride with me. What you mean, man? See, when you got eyelashes like this, when you got eyelashes like this, I ain't body. They stay in your eye more than on the lash. They stay in your eye more than on the lid. A real man is not asking you to submit. I'm trying to give y'all some keys, some flags. I'm trying to show it to you so you don't have to go through it so long. Some of y'all are spending way too long in stuff that you know ain't going nowhere. Just so you can be the victim at the bar or at the next ladies meeting. Yeah, girl, me too. Yeah, girl, me too. Yeah, girl, me too. You ain't got to be her. You ain't got to be her. Because I'm not him. These men are at the bar complaining about real women. No, I'm not doing that. I don't need nothing from you. He don't need nothing from you. But if you decide to give it, stop talking shit about it. If you decide to give it to him, whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? I don't care if, you know what I mean, you decided that, you know, y'all dating, he lost his job now, you decide, you know what I mean, you're going to pay his cell phone bill every month. Hey, man, you decided to do that. Stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up. Well, you know, a real man wouldn't have me paying his cell phone bill. A real woman would do whatever she want to do for that man. You ain't lacing your man with no gifts? You ain't buying him shit? Come on, man. What you doing? What you doing? What's the last thing you did for him? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, like, you know what I mean? For what? You rationing out the kitty. You ain't buying no gifts. Y'all go out. He got to pay for it. No. Come down some, man. The relationship ain't yours. It's you all's. King. Stop hitting her with the wifely duties and y'all ain't committed yet. You ain't even committed. You still out here in these streets and you want her, you know what I'm saying, to do this and do this and do this. You don't need to stop. Clean your own house. Cook your own food until you're ready to commit. Unless she's giving that to you. That's hers to give. That's not yours to ask for. Nothing is yours to ask for until it's committed. Neither one of you. You sisters think that he should be paying a bill. Y'all ain't even committed. He'll owe you nothing. You two grown individuals, you know what I'm saying, going through life. What makes you think he's got to do these things for you? And these men ain't men enough to tell it to you from a platform. They just soulless. They doing it and they at the bar. Then they meet a guy like me. Then they want to cry on my shoulder all night. They so G. Did you see it? Did you see that one? They so G. They giving you money. They giving you money. All you doing, you asking this man for money every day. You asking this man for money. You are killing this man. You are draining his soul, and he don't know how to tell you. She said to me, Seven, what does it mean when he says, I have nothing left? That's what she asked me. She said, Seven, what does it mean when he says he doesn't have nothing left? Sister, either it's time for you to start pouring into him, or you got to leave that man alone. He's telling you he has nothing left. You've drained him. You've taken him for everything he got, or he's got nothing. He's telling you he's got nothing left. You all have to start listening to these men. You got to start listening. They're telling it to you. You don't want it to be true. Be an adult on your own. Stop giving these men so much control because you need money so much. Do it yourself. You know what I mean? Be a better steward of your time and your finances so that you're not out here in you know what I mean, in cuffs. Be able to have boundaries. And if they're not respecting your boundaries, know how to walk away. Straight from the gate, because it's not going to get no better. Whatever they say they are, believe them. Ask more questions. And if you feel like you got to change that individual in order for them to fit what you want, you already working backwards. Stop being afraid to go on 51st dates. You know what I mean? You might not get it right on the 5th one. You so tired, you know, it don't take nothing from you, sis, when you being authentic. It ain't hard to spot when it's authentic. Don't be afraid of the 51st dates. Don't need to make it. That list that you got, throw the list away. It don't serve you. Because nature is going to win every single time. You know what I mean? Nature is going to win every single time. Be like water. Don't need the relationship to fit you. Need to be able to fit the relationship. It should be reciprocal. Stop needing him to take care of everything. You're creating a problem for the future and you don't even realize it. You know what I mean? Give that man a soft place to land. Learn how to be able to talk about things that's difficult without having to be right. Create situations, create narratives by which you're able to listen to his heart and his mind. Things that have nothing to do with you. Learn how to be observant of the man's soul. Learn how to ask questions. Hey, before you die, what's something that you must accomplish. How do you feel about death? How do you feel about life? How do you feel about money? What does money mean to you? What does family mean to you? We are all individual people. Nobody's going to be alike. Stop needing that. Stop running from challenges and needing things to be easy. Embrace the challenge. Be thankful that I want more than just your kitty enough to speak to your soul. I see some dark places that might need a little light. You understand? Learn that masculinity is not toxic. Toxic men are toxic, and there's a difference. There's nothing toxic about masculinity. The problem with masculinity is that it ain't too many places for a masculine man to exercise his masculinity unless he's unafraid to be masculine at all times. Don't be afraid to be a giver. Seven, I did that last time. That was last time. That was last time. Don't be afraid to say no when he wants to pull up to the crib and you need to be in a neutral space. Have that. Need more than just being called beautiful and gorgeous. What is beautiful and gorgeous about me? But if you're going to also accept beautiful and gorgeous, then you also got to be able to accept the critique. Some of y'all know how to accept beautiful and gorgeous, but don't know how to accept the critique. It's balance. And if that man is amazing, let him be amazing where he needs to be amazing. Don't put a chain around him and dare him to leave your you know what I'm saying, your visual space. He's a man. His job is to be out here, not up under you all the time. But then when he wants to be up under you, if this is the man that you want, you can't be complaining about that. Where else is he going to go to be up under somebody? So we got to start having a proper mindset. We got to start understanding each other in order to gain what we truly desire. Wholesome, postured, successful, expansive relationships. Peace, Jackie. I see you, Queen. This is what we desire. So if this is what we desire, we got to be authentic. You can't be afraid of leaving that wall down. Seven, I got to be protected. No, you don't. You are protected. Some of y'all stay in the house so much, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got to come out. Come out the house. You met that man online and he's asking you for pictures. All you got is pictures from the neck up. That's all that's on your social media, from the neck up. He asking you for pictures. And then you taking offense by it. Why you need to see a picture? Because he want to make sure you still got legs. He want to make sure, you understand, you got a lower torso. He want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you got a left arm. All he see is that right arm in the photo. That's it. He know you got a right arm. He need to make sure there's a left one there. Stop being so offended by a man asking you for photos. If on your social media you from the neck up, that's not enough. That's not enough. Yeah, you got a cute smile. That man need to see more, man. He need to see more. Stop being so offended. You got to understand, we men. Let a man be a man. If we gonna do this, learn how to be observant for other things other than his finances. Learn to gauge what mental health looks like in a man. Yeah, we still go through things, but how do we deal with it? We're not going to deal with it like you, but how do we deal with it? Learn how to observe how he is with his children. You ain't got nothing to do with that, though. You ain't got nothing to do with that, but observe. Observe how he treats his mother. But don't feel like the way he treats his mother is going to be the way he treats you. You don't know how his mother treated him. See, these are old programs we got to put perspective to. You understand? How aggressive does he get when small conflict arises? Some of y'all want such a nice guy that when trouble shows up, he can't speak to it. Now you like, oh shit, he's standing behind me. You wanted a nice guy. You know what I mean? Some of y'all are so threatened by masculinity, you know what I mean? Y'all almost wearing the same shit. Them boots he got on, I think that's a heel. I think that might be a heel. I don't know. It looked like it's And this is why I say life is easy, family. We out here making it hard. I love y'all. Let's learn to be observant. Let's learn to protect our boundaries. Let's learn to have some boundaries. Learn to communicate those boundaries. And learn that when those boundaries cross, you don't have to keep going. You get to cut it. You get to cut it. There you go again. I know y'all see it. I love y'all, family. Peace to man, woman, and child, and all things that walk the earth, as above, so below. May all things be balanced and well alignment. Do I as I send this love and light back to each and every one of y'all, my reflections. I love y'all. You've been watching Magick Up TV. I am Seven The Alchemist. Make sure you share this video.